A memorial and thanksgiving service was held at the Accra International Conference Centre ahead of the burial of the late former UN Secretary General. At the ceremony to bid farewell were thousands of dignitaries from across the globe. They included a high-powered United Nations delegation led by the Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom.
The late Mr. Kofi Annan died on August 18, 2018 in Switzerland after a short illness. His remains were brought into the country on Monday evening, 10th September, for the start of the funeral rites. On Tuesday and Wednesday, the remains was in the lobby of the Accra International Conference Centre for viewing and filing past by the public and dignitaries. The memorial and thanksgiving service attracted thousands of people from all walks of life, including heads of state and the leadership of the United Nations. The ceremony got ignited with the arrival of the President of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo. Tributes came from the family, children and the widow, Mrs. Nan Annan.
The world lost a leader and a statesman, Kofi Annan. And we lost a brother, a husband, a father, a grandfather, and an uncle. A man of deep conviction who was as committed to instilling the values of fairness, integrity, kindness, and service in each of us.
One afternoon, a few years ago, he invited me to accompany him to a friend's concert. Later that evening, I got ready to go in a pair of trousers and white top. In contrast to my surprise, Daddy was in a suit. Why are you wearing a suit to a concert, I asked. You're meant to be casually dressed. I am casual, he replied. See, no tie. He moved effortlessly from shanty to palace, from impoverished streets to government enclaves, from a morning greeting with a member of the household or a moment shared with a loved one to negotiating for international peace.
His legacy will live on in his foundation and in all of us. My love, you are now back home where you started your long journey. May you rest in peace, but may your wisdom and compassion continue to inspire us and guide our steps wherever we are.
The tribute from the United Nations was read by the current Secretary General, Mr. Antonio Guterres. He described the late Kofi Annan as a unifier. Mr. Guterres said, after his 2 terms in office as Secretary General, Mr. Kofi Annan continued to play significant roles in peace and security efforts of the UN.
He opened the doors of the United Nations, bringing the organization closer to the world's people and engaging new partners in protecting the environment, defending human rights, and combating HIV/AIDS and other killers' diseases.
President Akufo-Addo summed up his eulogy to Kofi Annan with a number of qualities that, to him, defined Mr. Annan's personality.
Charming, cosmopolitan, consensus builder, elegant, eloquent, gentle-mannered, modest, polyglot, proud African, peacemaker, quintessential diplomat. These words are still inadequate to capture the fullness of the personality of Kofi Annan.
The retired Anglican Bishop of Accra, Most Reverend Dr. Justice Ofei Ekrofi, asked the world to live lives worth emulating, just like Kofi Annan.
On the analogy of the biblical story, allow me to say, you have kept the best wine for last. John's Gospel, chapter 2, verse 10.
The late Kofi Annan is survived by a wife, 3 children and grandchildren.